Hey, soil sages. Let's talk rice. Not the kind you eat for lunch, but the kind you feed your soil. Yes, that humble pantry staple could be the spark your garden's underground community has been waiting for. But here's the million-dollar question. Should you feed your soil raw rice or cooked rice if you want to see results in days, not months? If you've ever buried rice in your garden and waited, you already know this isn't a quick return trick unless you understand what's happening below ground. Today, we're going to break this down like good compost, layer by layer, no fluff, just real gardening science and actionable insights. Welcome back to Soil Sage Chronicles, where we dig deeper so your garden can grow stronger. Why rice and soil, anyway? Rice might seem like an odd soil amendment, but in the microbial world, it's a fast food buffet. Rice is rich in starch, essentially pure carbohydrate. Soil microbes, especially bacteria, feast on carbohydrates as an energy source. When we add rice, we're not feeding plants directly. We're fueling microbial activity, which in turn unlocks nutrients, builds humus, and boosts soil structure. However, not all rice is created equal once it hits the dirt. The form, raw or cooked, changes how fast microbes can digest it, how quickly nutrient cycling begins, and whether your soil turns into a thriving microbe party or a stinky anaerobic mess. Raw rice. The slow burner. Raw rice is basically starch locked inside a tough shell. Microbes love the carbs, but they can't immediately access them. Think of raw rice as a sealed jar of honey. Lots of sugar, but someone has to break the lid first. When you bury raw rice in the soil, here's what typically happens. First, moisture starts the softening process. The rice grains slowly absorb water, swelling over several days. Second, microbes move in gradually. Fungi are usually the first responders. They can break down tougher structures through enzymatic action, but this takes time. Third, bacteria join once the starch becomes available. Only after fungi or natural decomposition breach the husk does bacterial activity spike. This means raw rice takes 3 to 4 weeks before it really starts feeding the microbial population. In cooler soils or dry conditions, this can stretch to several months. Essentially, raw rice is like a slow-release carbon source, useful if you're prepping a bed for the long term, but not ideal if you're looking for a rapid microbial bloom to jumpstart soil life in days. Another catch: raw rice can attract rodents and pests before microbes get their chance. If you've ever found mysterious little dig holes in your beds overnight, you know exactly what I mean. Cooked rice. Instant microbial buffet. Cooked rice, on the other hand, is starch laid bare. When you cook rice, you break down the tough outer layers and gelatinize the starch granules. This is gold for microbes. Bacteria can swarm onto the rice within 24 to 48 hours, metabolizing it rapidly and releasing a flush of nutrients and carbon dioxide that plants and soil organisms love. Here's why cooked rice works so fast. Soft texture, no waiting for softening. Microbes get immediate access. Increased surface area. Fluffy, cooked rice exposes more starch to the soil environment. Warm, moist structure. Perfect conditions for bacterial colonization. Gardeners often notice that within just a few days of burying or mixing cooked rice into topsoil, the soil becomes warm, crumbly, and slightly sweet-smelling. That's microbial respiration at work. You can even see white fungal threads or a glistening bacterial film, clear signs of activity. But be careful. Too much of a good thing can backfire. Cooked rice is powerful, but if you dump a big bowl straight into your soil, you might trigger anaerobic fermentation, especially in heavy or poorly drained soils. Microbes consume oxygen rapidly, and if there's too much starch at once, oxygen levels drop. The result? Well, you get a smelly, sour, oxygen-starved zone that's just not great for roots. The trick is to use cooked rice strategically, mix small amounts, like a handful per square foot, into the top 2 to 4 inches of soil. Cover lightly with mulch to retain moisture, but still allow airflow. And definitely avoid burying large clumps deep into compacted soil. Used wisely, cooked rice can transform a tired bed into a microbial hotspot within a week. Let's talk about some experiment results. Raw versus cooked, side by side. I ran a simple experiment last season for SoilSage Chronicles. I buried equal amounts of raw and cooked rice in 2 raised beds with similar soil conditions. Both were covered with mulch and kept evenly moist. On day 2, the cooked rice bed already had visible fungal threads and a light, earthy smell. The raw rice bed, pretty much unchanged. By day 5, the cooked rice was partially decomposed, soil temperature was a bit higher, and microbe activity was visible. Raw rice was swollen but mostly intact. Come day 10, the cooked rice was completely gone, replaced by rich, crumbly soil with fine white fungal mycelium. Raw rice was just starting to soften inside. By day 30, the raw rice finally decomposed fully, showing similar microbial activity, but on a much longer delay. So, in conclusion, cooked rice feeds microbes within days, while raw rice takes weeks to months to really get going. When should you use each type? The choice isn't always one is good, the other is bad. Each has its place depending on your gardening goals. Use raw rice when you want to slowly enrich soil over time, like during off-season bed building or deep soil improvement. It's kind of like a long, steady meal for soil life. Use cooked rice when you need to energize microbial activity fast. Before planting a new bed, reviving tired soil mid-season, or boosting compost piles. It's basically the gardener's equivalent of turning on the turbo button. Alright, here's a quick how-to for beginners. If you're new to using rice in your soil, here's a simple method that works. First, cook a small pot of plain rice. No salt, oil, or spices. Let it cool to room temperature. Then, mix about 1 cup of cooked rice into 1 square meter of soil, focusing on the top few inches. Cover it with a thin layer of mulch, and keep the area moist but not waterlogged. In 3 to 5 days, dig a small test spot and check. You should see decomposition underway and the soil starting to feel warmer and more alive. And for experienced gardeners, just a quick word. You know that soil health is all about balance. Rice is a carbon-rich input, but microbes also need nitrogen, minerals, and good structure. Think of rice as a microbial snack, not a full diet. Pair it with compost, mulch, and diverse organic matter to keep your soil ecosystem resilient and self-sustaining. If you practice no-dig gardening, incorporating a thin layer of cooked rice under the mulch can give your soil a quick biological jolt without disturbing its structure. So, final thoughts. Raw or cooked, rice is more than just food for humans. It's microbial fuel. If you're aiming for rapid soil activation in days, cooked rice is the clear winner. It's accessible, fast-acting, and can be used strategically to jumpstart life in tired soils. Raw rice plays the long game, slowly feeding microbes over weeks to months, which can also be useful in the right context. So next time you've got a bit of leftover rice, don't toss it. Feed it to your soil and watch the underground magic happen. Hey, join the SoilSage movement. If this article helped you rethink your soil strategies, just imagine what we can grow together. Go ahead and subscribe to SoilSage Chronicles on YouTube for more in-depth, practical gardening wisdom. And, share this article with a fellow gardener who loves experimenting. Let's keep the soil alive, 1 grain of rice at a time.